Otherwise, she's going to run home to her mother. I recently, I like going, out at night, but I don't go to any museums anymore. That's because whenever I go to a museum, people think I'm part of the display. I also, I admit, I drink too much. But at my age, I know exactly when to stop drinking, when I've had enough, when I've reached my limit. It's when I fall off my chair unconscious. I also, go to bars, but I'm a lot more discriminatory nowadays. I only go to bars where there's a hospital across the street. My idea of fine dining is going to the best hospital cafeterias in town. I recently got stopped by a policeman too. He pulled me over for speeding, and he said to me, he says, "Why are you driving so fast?" And I told him, I have to drive fast, so I don't forget where I'm going. I recently bought a brand new Proton. I wanted to buy a car that, that reflects my personality. Something that doesn't work that well. I customize it. I want to make sure it speaks volumes. It reflects, me, the way I am. So I drive the only car in KL that's totally covered in bubble wrap. My mind too, you have to forgive me, my mind sometimes plays tricks on me. Like, I have trouble learning stuff. I still can't figure out how my VCR works. I have 4 fucking remote controls on my coffee table. Still can't figure out how to turn on the television. I come home at night and I say, fuck it, I'm just going to watch the air conditioner. I also, things aren't working quite like they used to. I went to my ophthalmologist, Dr. Fong, Chinese doctor. And you know what they do when you go to the ophthalmologist? They put you these glasses on where you can change the lenses. And so he's putting on some lenses and he says, "Can you read the chart?" And I said, "No, I can't read that." Changes the lenses. "Can you read it now?" "No, can't read that." Puts a few more lenses on. "Can you read it?" "No, I still can't read it." So finally I told him, I says, "Dr. Fong, maybe you shouldn't be using Chinese characters." When I recently started to do some exercising, trying to get into some shape. I now have the body of a 21-year-old. Yeah, I keep it in the freezer at home. So I go to my trainer and I say to my trainer, I say, "What machine should I be using, to track the ladies?" He looks at me and he says, "Yeah, you should be using the ATM in the lobby." People tell me you're only as young as you think. And I think I'm young. I mean, okay, it's mainly because of the new brain tumors I'm growing. There's certain advantages, too, to being old. For example, you're flying in an airplane and it crashes into a mountain. Survivors are freezing, they're hungry. I know if I'm in that situation, I'm the last person they're going to eat. I'm going to wait a minute just in case you change your mind and laugh at that one. The other advantage of growing old is, you reached a certain amount of financial security. The kids have left. The end of the marriage is coming up soon. And, the other advantage of growing old is, like, I shake a lot with Parkinson's. That makes masturbation a lot easier. And the thing about masturbation is you really can't control it, so it feels like somebody else is doing it. As Simon said, I'm Canadian, from Canada. Now, Canada, a little geography lesson for you guys. Canada is the second largest country in the world. But most of what Canada is covered with is covered by ice and snow and tundra, boreal forests, and so on. The rest of Canada is covered with McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut. Now Canada, you know, we don't get very much, Canadians don't get that much respect. Like other countries, you know, they have their national emblems, you know, like eagles and lions and tigers. The Canadian emblem happens to be a beaver. Now, just a little zoology for you guys. The beaver happens to be the largest member of the rat family. So, Canadians, represented by rats, go figure. The other thing about Canadians is that, you know, we like our sports kind of rough. Hockey. I mean, we love our hockey. You know, normally, you know, that's just the way we are. Like, I was in my apartment the other night, and the couple next door, they were fighting. You can hear them yelling and screaming, the dishes crashing against the wall, the odd toaster oven hitting the floor, casserole bowls, and all sorts of stuff. And I said, to hell with this. So I go up, bang on the door, and I say, dude, the noise. Give you $20 if you let me come in and watch. Canadians, I mean, we're known as being, you know, polite people. Of course, that all changes in a hockey game. We often get mistaken for Americans. Like Americans, they're known for, you know, their Apache attack helicopters and their F-18 fighter jets. Canadians, on the other hand, we're known for maple syrup and Justin Bieber. Speaking for Canadians all over the world, I'd like to apologize for that. Yeah, I came to Malaysia about 7-8 years ago, and I came here to teach. Was contracted by one of the local international schools. Now, I'm not going to tell you which school I teach at. School wouldn't give me any endorsement contract. Cheap bastards wouldn't even give me an I Love Sunway University t-shirt. Now, you know, there's no profession quite like teaching. Lion taming comes close. Don't worry about me. When I'm in the classroom, I always play it safe. I always wear a condom. You know, when bullying is a problem at a lot of schools. I remember when I was in school, I used to be bullied. Even the girls used to bully me. And I used to cry, tears in my eyes, and I'd say, please stop bullying me. I'm a teacher. I was teaching business one semester, and I was really proud of my students. They were working hard, attended all my classes, they did their assignments. I must say, I mean, these kids, they sold more dope than anybody else in all of Bendar Sunway. Yeah. And you know, socialization is also an important part of teaching. You know, you want your kids to grow up and be able to integrate into society, become, you know, get jobs, become a part of the corporate world, and so on and so forth. And I think I do a pretty good job on that too. When my kids graduate, they can join any street gang anywhere in the world. And teaching has changed over the years. Nowadays, you know, computers are everywhere. We have computers in the classroom, internet access. It makes my job a hell of a lot easier. Now when I come into the classroom, I can do all my online banking. I can keep up with Facebook. I can check my investments. I can watch all the football games whenever I want. Yeah. I want to just tell you one more joke. And that was about little Johnny. There was little Johnny. He was in grade school at the time. And Johnny had a mouth. He'd always used to swear, and the teacher and everybody knew about it. And one day the teacher had this little class exercise going through the alphabet, making sure, you know, getting the kids to memorize the alphabet and so on. And so she'd start off with the letter A, and she'd ask the class, who can come up and who can think of a word that starts with A? And so Johnny puts up his hand, and the teacher said, no, I better not ask Johnny. I can think of a few bad words that start with A. I'm not going to ask Johnny, I'll ask somebody else. Mary. Apple. Oh, very good. Okay, what about B? So Johnny puts up his hand, and a couple of other students put up their hand, and the teacher knew B. She can think of a few words that Johnny can come up with B, so she asked somebody else. Banana. Oh, very good. And this goes on and on and on and on. And so finally she came to the letter R. Nobody knew a word that starts with the letter R, except for Johnny. And the teacher was thinking, she couldn't think of a bad word that would start with the letter R. And she was screwed, actually. There was nobody else to choose, so she chose Johnny. Okay, Johnny, what begins with the letter R? And Johnny says, rats! Big fucking rats!